asked to talk, the first sentences are always the hardest ones. I've been asked to tell you a little bit about what unity means to me and what really means the most to me at Unity. Coming in May will be my 24th anniversary here, and you don't want to hear about it all. So here's a bit about the first time I decided I was really coming to Unity Renaissance and how Unity has been transforming my life from the very first day I entered the door. The first Sunday in February 1999, I walked into the sanctuary, sat down, and talked to no one. After the service, Reverend Elizabeth walked up to me and said, "Hi, what brings you to Unity Renaissance?" I looked at her and I said, "Well, my husband has stage 4 cancer. I'm here to establish a spiritual safety net for my children and my family to make it through." As soon as she caught her breath, my kids were 11, and 13 at the time. As soon as she caught her breath, Elizabeth gave me a big hug, blessed our family, and welcomed me to Unity Renaissance. Moving on through the next few Sundays, every Sunday, some amazing, beautiful angels disguised as members of Unity Renaissance started talking to me and appearing to me with stories, with prayers, and with hugs. I could feel things starting to happen. Some of those angels, I'll start pointing at you. Some of those angels are here today, and a couple of them I know are watching at home. You know who you are. Thank you. Throughout the spring, Reverend Elizabeth visited our home a couple times. One day after she and my husband, who was staying in the house, she and my husband talked for a couple hours. He called the kids over and said, "That lady over there has a lot of good ideas. Later on, your mom's going to ask you to come to church with her. I want you to go." Take a breath, okay. A little bit later after that, when the kids started talking to Elizabeth at the house and said how they were afraid that the house would never be happy again, Elizabeth looked right at them and convinced them that she could make that house happy and they weren't supposed to worry about it. Take a breath. So June came one morning in June, and it was time to let the hospital professionals take care of their dad instead of us loving him at home. That evening, as the 4 of us sat on the deck outside eating pizza, which magically appeared with tip paid from someone outside of Unity. I've never known who it was. Thank you for the 3 pizzas. We're sitting there eating pizza, and one of the boys looks at me and says, "Is this what it's going to be like when Dad's gone?" And I stopped, and I looked around, and I said, "Yeah. We'll all be here. Everything will stay the same. Just Dad won't be here." They looked at each other and said, "We can do this." Yeah, can't you just feel it? The spiritual net had just dropped over all of us and lifted us up, and I could tell. Take another breath. The next morning at 8 o'clock, my husband made his transition. What can you say? What can I do? What does Unity mean to me? How could I ever thank the people here? The learnings, the shape, everything you gave me here in those 4 months. How could I do it? I do it in service. For the last 23 years, I stepped up for various committees, teams. I've taught 7 years 8 years with Youth Ed. I was on the board of directors, and I just finished 8 years as the director of our youth ministry. I'm not done yet, and neither are you. I'm really excited about what's coming up now. And when people start asking you what unity means to you and how it made you feel like this, give them that story, because that's what we want to bring back up as we go into our next level. And our next level, that's what we want to feel. We want others to come through that door. I would like to change this thing to say, we transform lives that walk through our doors. And you can help us do it when you remember this part about you and bring it in. Thank you.